Hey everybody, Neil here, and this week on That's Gay, our theme is first crushes. Now, like a lot of other members of the LGBT community, my first crush was on a straight person, and this was one of the weirdest and best experiences of my entire life. Now, I say that because he was one of the nicest and most understanding allies that I have ever come across in my entire life, but at the age of 14, I did not understand that. So I kind of took things a little bit too personally, but looking back on it, it should have been a moment that I celebrated because this was somebody who I came out to in a rather dramatic fashion, who still accepted me for who I was and still wanted to have me around as a friend. Now, like I said in my coming out video, I came out when I was 14 years old, so this all started my freshman year of high school. He was actually the first boy that I had ever actually noticed in that sort of way, and I don't know what came over me. Now, coming out at the age of 14 was difficult because I didn't really have any older members of the LGBT community to kind of hold my hand through this process. I relied heavily on message boards and online forums to really figure out what my sexual identity was. And it all came about because I started noticing this one boy in my 7th period health class that year, and he was just the most beautiful and kind soul I had ever encountered. Maybe it was his cool skater boy hair or his cool beanie hat or the way that his eyes were this weird shade of like bluish green with little flecks of hazel inside. I don't know. He was smart, he was sweet, he was sporty, and most of all, he was my friend. He was somebody that I really felt that I developed a bond with over the course of my entire freshman year, and he was just one of the least judgmental people I could ever encounter. And I spent a lot of my time freshman year thinking about him, to the point where I drove myself crazy knowing that he was straight, and I still saw him as a potential boy that I could fall in love with. I guess my feelings kind of got the better of me too, because at the end of the year I kind of confessed my love for him in this epic note that I folded up, put in his locker, and had him read on the last day of classes, which in retrospect was probably not the best idea, but I just felt like it was time for me to come clean with him about why I was so close to him and why I felt like our relationship was so special to me. I ran into him later that day and he didn't make a big deal of it. He didn't address it, he didn't make it weird, he just continued on as if we were two friends who hadn't seen each other since yesterday and just let things keep on as they were. It was a really positive experience in my life that now, looking back on it, I can say that I am completely and 100% happy that I did it, but I know that's not normally the case when members of the LGBT community come out to straight people in that fashion. So for any of you out there who have a crush on a straight person who are still struggling with your sexual identity, keep it to yourself unless you know that that person is going to be completely and 100% accepting of you. I had gotten to know this boy over the course of the year and realized that no matter what, he would still be a positive force in my life. He was one of the nicest, sweetest, and most caring guys I have ever encountered, and if you happen to be watching this right now, thank you so much for giving me such a positive experience. You have no idea how positively you've shaped the past 9 years of my life, even though this was an unrequited love. Now, I want to hear from you all. Have you ever had a crush on a straight person before? Leave me a comment below and tell me your story, and we can start a bonding experience over it. Be sure to check back tomorrow for Jesse's video all about his first crush. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our collab channel, and until next time, I will catch you later, nerds.